I had one thought about how to possibly speed this up, but I don't know if I want to just spend my very short stream trying to optimize this problem again. There's no question that those are chickens. So my thought is that you could actually just build a decision tree off of these. It's not, like, ideal. It would require a lot of branching logic in here. But you could build a decision tree. Let me make a duplicate of this and try it. If it doesn't pan out really quick, then I might bail on it. I won't be able to use this method anymore, though. I won't essentially be... Oh, wait, no. Whatever my max value is will be in X. Yeah, okay. I don't need a file anymore. So the idea here is that I just like compare pairs. I say test whether or not ZGC0 is greater than ZGC1. And if that's true, now let's do F jump. I'm gonna need a lot of branching statements, so I'm naming them. This means that the best I've seen so far is 0, and I've already checked 1. Otherwise, I'm in where this one's the best one, so then I test ZGC2 is greater than ZGC3. Best in this case was 1 and 2, and I've checked 0 and 3. Then I can test, let's see, ZGC 0 against ZGC 1, nope, ZGC 2. If 0 is the best one I've seen here. If it's not, that means 2 is the best. 3, 0, and 2. and then finally compare it against the last one. See, this is the problem with this plan, is you gotta build like a big decision tree, and it might be easier to write it on paper first, but it's just gonna be a lot of marks and a lot of jumps. Because you essentially need to branch every time you make some sort of decision here. So the best I've seen at this point is 0. So test ZGC 0 against ZGC 4. Otherwise, in this case, ZGC 0 is the best one. So copy copy, let's see, ZGC 0 into T and copy 0 into X. And then down here, we're just going to why do I need to send it? I'm replicating it. Should already have it in the buffer. Oh, because it was in a file before. Right. Now I don't need to do that. So this is a game where you program these little bots using sort of like assembly code instructions. Okay, so this is my first decision tree path. This one I could REPL, right? Rep 5 end. Start at 0, go up by 1. Start at 0, go up by 1. Start at 0, go up by 1. What is it not like about this? Best? Is there a conflict here I'm not seeing? Okay, so it's just complaining about these, I guess. Because those labels are definitely defined. So following this branching logic is going to be a nightmare. I mean, just being honest. So in this case, compared those, and the best was actually zero. So if we made it here, F jump was best 1. Discard 0. In this case, if I made it here, that means 0 was one of the best. And F jump means 3 was one of the best. Yeah. And then if you made it here, that means these previous 2 were true. So 0 and 2 were the best, which makes 2 the best. 0, 1, and 3 are discarded. Okay. So those are labeled correctly. Here, we think this one's best, so I'm going to try the others. So decision tree. Now here, I thought the number 1 was best. If this is false, then it's 1 and 3 are best. 0 and 2 got discarded. One and 3. F jump, and 3 is the best, actually. This is a nightmare of logic I'm having to work through. So this is not trivial to figure out. This is an actual nightmare. If we made it here, we think 3 is the best one, I think. No, we think 1 is the best one. So I compare 1 against 4. God, this is a fucking nightmare. Hey, Dr. Cube, thanks so much for the resub. Okay, by doing this down here that I did, I think I can consolidate some of this code. Nightmare. Actually, I think this is working. I managed to get that this terrible logic chain correct on my first try. That's an improvement. It was 160, I brought it down to 150. This is terrible. Okay. Question, I don't know why. I wanted to improve this solution, but I don't know about this one. Like, it's definitely possible to improve it. It's not a very good solution to begin with. The problem with this one was synchronization related. I kind of wanted an EXA in every single room, which I've gotten. The solution puts an EXA in every single room. And the idea was that each of them would broadcast what number they're looking at to the guy sitting here. He's just receiving all of these. And he'll receive them in any order. It ultimately doesn't matter. But once he's compiled all the information he needs to and all the data updates, I don't know how to determine that the data has updated. There's a major synchronization issue here for doing this fast. No one has to walk or move if they all can just shout from the room that they're in. But then it's not clear to me when they should stop shouting and wait to send the next piece of information. It's just not obvious. My current solution is like leaps and bounds behind like the best solution. I'm at 1,000 cycles and the best is like 334. There is another possible solution that I think has its own challenges. But it involves a lot more walking. That's the problem. That's the reason why I don't like this other solution I have in mind, which is where the guy here sends out an EXA that spreads out, and they kind of come back together, consolidating their answers. Because it's just a counting mechanism, right? So an EXA here in this room could send an EXA left and right. It could do that very fast. And then it could count the nerve in its room, receive word about the EXAs in the nerves in the rooms next to it, have them come back together, and then pass the information backwards. My fear is that solution's going to take a lot of cycles to do the movement, and is ultimately not going to be faster than just the brute force way I'm doing it here, which is where it just walks around reading all the values. It just walks through the rooms, reads the values, takes the answer to here, walks around, reads the values from the rooms, takes it back here. That's a bad solution. I'm trying to do better. But I don't quite understand how to get the synchronization right here. My original thought, if you were here last time, my original thought was what I could do is, as soon as an EXA sends its data from its respective room, I could hold it in a wait loop while it listens on the M register from word from the visual cortex, hey, I'm ready for the next value. But the problem is there's really not a good way to determine the difference between the message that the visual cortex is sending out in terms of like sending data back to the EXAs versus EXAs that have not yet gotten to send their data yet, so they're just sitting there holding the M register open. Because I can have an EXA check to see whether or not the M register is ready to be read from, and use that as an indicator. That would actually be a really great indicator. The problem is that because everyone's sending information, it's inconsistent. What are EXAs doing in my brain? Well, I have the phage, and the phage makes me have computers in my brain. Hey, Bob. I don't understand how to solve this problem faster. My boring solution's so boring, and I hate it, and I don't want to move on. But I don't see a good way to speed it up. Yeah, that's the idea. The phage is supposed to be some disease that takes portions of your body and turns them into computers. So, rather than using medicine to stop or reverse the phage, I'm building EXAs to replace the portions of my body that now need to work. It's true, worse. That's true. This solution is so fucking close to being a good solution, like an actual good solution, and it's missing that one last piece that makes it work. And I'm really sad because it feels like there's not going to be... that last piece isn't going to exist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. The top percentile is 334 cycles, so that means that on average, I need to be only spending 11 cycles per piece of data. Not quite sum all the numbers. The explanation of what I'm supposed to do is down here. Basically, I want to count the number of values that are above -55, multiply that number by 5, and subtract 75. Eleven cycles per data point is so fucking low. Like, I can't, like, in this instruction set, I can't express to you how small 11 cycles per data point is. That's an absolute fucking nightmare. It takes me 10 cycles just for everyone to get in position. So let me put it this way, okay? This is not a correct solution, okay? It's missing a piece that makes it correct, right? So whatever I'm missing is going to cost more cycles. This is, however, what I believe to be an extremely good solution. It took 360 cycles just to give me a bunch of wrong answers, with the best being 330. I've got to just be way off base. Oh, the music's fantastic in this game. Okay. So these are all going to be local now. How many X's can you have? Well, there's no limit to the number of X's I can create through, like, replication. I can only make 9 X's in the first room, right? Because there's a limited amount of space in the rhizome. I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading. If you try to replicate and you can't fit, like no more will fit in the room you're in, then it's a blocking instruction until it can actually perform the replication. You can't have more things in a room than there are squares on the board. So the hardware register is taking up a square, a file would take up a square, an EXA takes up a square. Okay, so I'm putting a guy right here. His job is basically going to be to replicate X's that are going to go down and across and consolidate their answers between them and then kind of come back and report. How hard is it for an Exa to know its parent? There's no real such thing as a parent. It wouldn't matter even if you could identify which Exa you're a replication of, because it literally just doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do with that information, so. The only way Exas can communicate is broadly through the M register. And if two Exas try to read off of the M register at the same time, then it's random which one gets it. And if two Exas try to communicate across the M register at the same time, it's random who gets to go first. So, like, there's no like priority. The communication register is so, it's really great at some things, right? Like no real instruction set has like inter-process communication that's this trivial. But at the same time, like, there's a reason for that. It doesn't give you like a lot of control. Sorta, Mutant Little? Sorta. I'm trying to think of how I want to do that. I'd like to ultimately be able to set a whole bunch of things to replicate, then go back into this room and update the value. Should only take 2 steps, right? Jump, jump. East and the west here might need an extra, like, cycle of weight. I need to figure out what the timing looks like. That's going to be crucial. But for right now. Hey, curly quote. Thanks so much for the resub. Try writing this a different way. -3, pull down, grapple west, grapple east. Link 3, add I, T, no. Okay. There we go. Copy M into, no, T into M. Mark west. Link -1. Rebel. I don't need to ruffle anything. I just need to test the nerve. And link 1. Copy, tame, and halt. Link -3. Oh, that's actually working. It's gonna be about 600, it looks like. That's an improvement. Nice. The last big improvement I see is rather than doing a bunch of REPLs, if everyone knew what their job was, they could just wait until they heard a message over the M register globally that it's time to go, and they would all switch mode into local mode, communicate what they need to, get it back to this guy, who, in sending the message up to the visual cortex in global mode, would inform everyone else that they can go ahead and grab the next value in local mode. So for this one, what I really want is I want this code for everyone to get into place. Just have to think about this for a second. I think I'm on the right track here. I think I've got the right idea down. If two X's run an add M1M on the same cycle, what actually happens? They probably deadlock? I don't know. I've never tried that. You cannot use the M register more than once in a line. I imagine you actually probably could use the M register more than once in a line by doing something like... Nope, just literally cannot use the M register more than once. There's a few like built-in exploits that people have found. Apparently, I've done some reading. Some built-in exploits people have done where interacting with the M register in certain ways takes priority. Like if you use the M register to grab a file, if you write grab M and other people are trying to interact with M at the same time, grab M takes priority apparently. So you can use that to break some of that, some issues with the race conditions. Okay, I just have to think about how I want to write this. I'm just gonna trash most of this. I was wrong that I needed to save any of it. Mark, spine. Link -3. Repl side -1. Repl side 1. Guess Repl spine first. And then it just enters its main loop. So the plan here is to test my nerve first. Then 3 times receive the values. Link 3, copy T to M, link -3 to go back, switch to global mode here, test MRD, while M is not ready, we jump back, so F jump to spine weight. Once we're out of here, we switch mode back, and we jump to spine main. And that's the whole spine. Okay. Side. Link in that direction. And that's where we wait. So mark side main. We're going to test the nerve in this room. Then we're going to link back to the original room. Copy T to M. Link to our home room. Switch modes and loop. Okay, there's the receiver. We're going to link to the visual cortex. Switch to mode and loop. So the receiver stays in global mode at all times. The receiver is going to get that data. It's going to copy. Am I to assume that the main one is probably going to handle the multiplication? It can multiply it into the M register, and I can receive it by subtracting. That's the whole receiver right there. I haven't handled the null exa. Copy 0 into M. Don't move. Don't move. Change mode. My only concern is that this test MRD loop right here is a 2-cycle loop. And I'm hoping the fact that the M communication takes 2 cycles is going to make sure that this catches it on one of them, otherwise synchronization. Why'd they give you a couple of empty rooms? I don't know. Just to fuck you up? Make it feel like a real network somehow? I don't know. World building? Fine. I can't just... Can't use a dash in the name of a label, so I can't expand it this way. Oh. It didn't synchronize. Oh, I left it spine main, okay. Alright, otherwise I think I'm pretty much there. It's slightly fewer cycle. Oh. Oh. A little too long. Can I exploit the symmetry differently? I'm currently treating it like it has, like there's a spine to this thing, but I don't really have to do it that way. Since I'm doing the last bit of communication through the M register over a global M register, I don't really have to separate it in that way. I can do just up and right as my two directions. It was definitely faster, though. That was nice to see. That won't work exactly the way I want it to, will it? Hmm. Gosh, gee willikers, this sure is challenging. .581's my current best. Here's an idea. I might be able to save a cycle by having them swap sides over and over. I'll save like 30 cycles if I get out of the issue of this one right here, my null EXA, taking up a slot in this room. But I can't do that without making another quote-unquote spine EXA. I mean, I'm happy with my solution, I really am. But someone did figure out how to get the communication protocol working. Because that's the only way you're going to get 10, is put an EXA in every room and have them communicate entirely through the M register. Basically this idea. Because this ends up at 12 activity at least. Yeah. Maybe, but by my math I couldn't figure out a way that this was going to actually work. If there's 30 values in the output log, and the best you can get is 33 or 330 something cycles, that means that you have 11 cycles per thing per value to communicate. I'm thinking the better solution might actually come from something like this solution, but have each EXA only wait as long as it takes to get all the information it needs. Like, don't just sit around and wait for everyone to communicate with it. Don't always read in 3 values on the spine. If you know when there's no more data coming, then what you can do is the guys who are on the sides, tell them if they test, if you read from the value and it's not a value that needs to be counted, just don't walk. Problem is, this doesn't really work for the values on the spine, right? It takes a very long time for information to come back to this guy, so how is he supposed to know when he's waited long enough? That's the problem, I think. I don't know. I have a collection of crappy solutions.
Hey. You hanging in there? I just wanted to check up on you. There's no new issue with the zine yet. It's gonna be a while before I get it together. To be honest, I'm not sure if it'll happen. It's getting harder for me to concentrate and... Well, let's not talk about that. I just hope I was able to educate some people, you know. Give them some power, some agency. Otherwise, we're all at the mercy of these big systems. You know my speech on this, but I can't help it, man. They're gonna run right over our humanity. It's happening faster than we can handle, and soon, it's all gonna be one big machine. I've depressed myself again. Listen, I'm glad to know you. We had some good times back in the day.
Yeah, like that time that I cleared your balance at the copy shop.
All right, I'm gonna go before I get too sentimental. See you around somewhere. I'm out.
Good times, good times. So this one is one that I really want to revisit at some point and see if I can do better. This is a tough one. The Mitsuzen optical nerve one, I'm frustrated that I wasn't able to come up with something better for that one. I'm happy enough with my solution for Snacksnet. Even this garbage decision tree solution I came up with, I can live with. I don't have that skill very often, worse. It's the reason why I don't finish most Zachtronics games. Create a file in your host containing the contiguous 16-value sequence from the garbage file that is a valid credit card number. There will be exactly one such sequence. Well, that sucks. Do I not have the zine open right now? Okay, I don't know where my tab was for the zine. I've got to open it. Yeah, there's a checksum thing. It explains it in one of the issues of the zine, so I wanted to open it up. It's just a really straightforward checksum calculation from what I remember. How to validate a credit card. Oh, no, actually it's much more stupid. Validated numbers start by summing all 16 digits from left to right. For the even digits, the 2nd, the 4th, the 6th, the 8th, the 10th, add the digit as is. But for the odd digits, you need to double the digit and subtract 9 if it's greater than 9 before adding it to the sum. Just can't have anything fucking normal. LUN algo time? Is LUN the name of an algorithm for validating credit card numbers? No, I mean, it's definitely not the same as this algorithm. Validating a credit card number is a relatively straightforward algorithm. The one that I'm dealing with right now is extraordinarily stupid. Oh wait, actually it's very similar to this algorithm? Wait a second. Oh wow, it's actually very... I thought the algorithm for credit card numbers was, I thought it was a simpler algorithm for credit card numbers. I didn't realize that the actual credit card algorithm was extraordinarily stupid too. Wow. Okay, so the idea is that I'm trying to find the 16 value sequence. So I think the easiest way to do this is to basically assume that I'm at... Basically assume that I'm at the start of a... So, to do this optimally, okay, let me, rather than trying to find the right keyword I'm looking for, to do this optimally, what I really want to do is at any given time, I need to be able to update the given state I'm in I'm having a hard time articulating what I mean. Basically, I want to be able to have a simple update method, right? Like, I want to be able to roll out the first number and add in a new last number, and if I can find sort of a closed expression that does that, then as I'm going through the numbers, I can add in a new number seamlessly without having to recalculate it from scratch. That's going to be the slow operation, is recalculating it from scratch. But because there's this parity in dealing with a credit card number using this algorithm, that means that I basically need to maintain two states simultaneously at all times. This is very interesting and very difficult, and I'm finding it fascinating. Does the configuration change on this host? Nope, doesn't look like the configuration ever changes. Link 800, link 802. Link 799, grab 199. It's going to cost me 2 cycles per digit if I just relay them all back to a bot that's still on my host. I can do that, but it'll cost me. What's all this other data? Just account numbers, I guess. There's not a lot of runs of 16 digits even, but I mean, this one's definitely doable. I'm not like stumped on where to, or like whether or not I can do this. I know I can do this. This one's just kind of like a nightmare to reason through how to do it fast. Hey, Sanagi. You get 150. Oh my god. I just realized the size is 150 on this one. Which means they're expecting this to require a lot more code. Ugh. That just like makes me want to do this one less. I can't stop thinking about the solution to the last problem and how much I hate that solution. how bad it was. Every time I think, like, okay, well, here's a really straightforward way I could implement this, I come up with a roadblock that prevents that from being a successful idea, or at least prevents that from being easily written. My main method I'm thinking is I create a file in hand where the first two values represent the sum based on which parity we're talking about, and then the rest of the values in the file represent the actual numbers themselves. But then the question remains, how do I delete all the irrelevant values out of the file, I guess? Oh, I can use void to delete something out the middle of a file. That's not something you can do in real life, but... that might work. Yeah, I think it has some problems in that regard, Derek. Wow, these have like a ton of zeros in it. I think I've got it worked out how I want to do this. It's just, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm on the right track. Because now I need to take the 16 values and build my sum. You need so many registers to do this. It's such a nightmare. Why couldn't they have just given you like an instruction set that has 4 registers or something like that? It doesn't even have to be a normal, reasonable number of registers, just more than 2. If you consider T to just be a flags register, then it's really just 1. But sometimes you can use T. Sometimes. Struggling, y'all. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to figure out how to do this appropriately. I mean, the issue here is that I need to construct two separate sums simultaneously. Mod 9 does not do it exactly the way I need to do it. Oh wait, if I've doubled it, it won't matter, right? Because if I've doubled it, I'll never get exactly 9. So the error on 9 doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, obviously. Oh wait, does this end up working brilliantly? Holy fucking shit, I think it does. Oh my god, does doing this with a file accidentally work in a really brilliant way? Okay, I'm gonna try my hardest to explain why I think this ends up working so well. So here's kind of what my file looks like. I've got a sum I'm calculating, and then all the digits of the... So this is kind of what my file looks like. And the reason why I'm keeping all of the digits as well, so I need the two sums so that I can update them easily. And the reason I'm keeping all the digits as well is because when I add a 17th digit, I need to know what the oldest digit was to cycle it out correctly. And I was doing this and I realized that if I want to do these sums in a file, the easiest way to do them is going to be to like keep a bit as a scratch space. That's really easy to do because this value needs to go anyway. So instead, I'm just going to remove the first value, and my scratch space stays updated exactly the way I want to by sheer coincidence of the way I'm keeping two different pieces of data stored next to each other in a file. Beautiful. So the negative 999 isn't necessarily going to overlap with a place where a valid card, because, so like you can see there's a stretch here of a lot of numbers, 875273945. It's a lot more than 16, and it could be a subset of that, like just a substring anywhere in there. The negative 999, I'm mostly just going to use, I mean, the negative 999 is there so that you can't just do this easily from start to finish. Like, you have to recognize that a negative 999 messes things up.